Mel Gibson actually looks better now in his 60s than he did for his biggest movie roles such as Braveheart almost 30 years ago. A couple of years ago he suffered from male menopause symptoms. Hi folks, it's Uranus from Brussels. Welcome to another video. Today we are talking about celebrities that are on testosterone replacement therapy. As we know, more and more men have been suffering from decreasing testosterone levels and people are going on treatment more and more, and it's no different with celebrities. Now some of them have been 100% open about admitting about their TRT usage, and others I just assume because they have been on steroids in the past or it's just blatantly obvious. Alright, let's get to it. So we're starting off with Robbie Williams. He's actually one of the few who is 100% open about his testosterone replacement therapy. He went public with it a couple of years ago because he had the testosterone levels of an 80-year-old man while he was in his 30s. He was suffering from depression, lethargy, low libido, and all of that changed once he went on TRT. He also shared this picture of him, and we can clearly see that having adequate levels of TRT in his body did wonders on his physique. Of course, this was already a couple of years ago, and I'm quite curious to know actually what was the cause of his low TRT in his 30s. Did he took a drug or something else that disrupted his endocrine system? We simply do not know. Next up we have Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson actually looks better now in his 60s than he did for his biggest movie roles such as Braveheart almost 30 years ago. A couple of years ago he suffered from male menopause symptoms. He had relationships issues because of that. He was going through depression, irritability, mood swings, and so on. Not good when you're one of the most successful actors of all time. Not too long after that, he was spotted multiple times outside of a men's TRT clinic, and his physique greatly improved in his 60s, so we can safely assume he is on TRT. He has been sharing more and more pictures of him in the gym, working out with other people, and you can clearly see that his body has improved tremendously, that he is more muscular, and he actually looks massive on some of the shots. Next up we have Bilzerian. It's no secret that this famous businessman and social media influencer has been taking recreational drugs and steroids as early in his 20s in his life. Now this guy is in his 40s and he's always walking around with a six-pack and with big muscles all year round. He's pretty much always walking around with good company too. Now he openly admits that he's on testosterone replacement therapy, and he posted his protocol on Instagram, and he's on 100 milligrams of testosterone every 5 days. That's about 140 milligrams per week, and that is a rather conservative dose for a man looking like this all year round. But let's not forget, this man already had a heart attack in the past, and he probably wants to live a little bit longer to actually spend all that fortune that he gained. Now in a recent podcast he also shared that most of his friends in his 40s are all on testosterone replacement therapy. Next we have Joe Rogan, who is hugely popular because of his Joe Rogan Experience podcast, but he also used to be a UFC commentator in the past and a martial arts specialist. He's in his 50s and he's completely open about his testosterone replacement therapy. He presumably was on steroids in the past, so he messed with his own testosterone production, and that's probably how he ended up on TRT. Now the man is very active in his 50s, he's always working out and exercising, and he's promoting a healthy lifestyle and healthy food habits and working out and sports, and he's promoting all of that on his podcast. To maintain his great physique, he's also on growth hormone and multiple peptides. Next we have Dorian Yates. Dorian Yates is one of the most successful bodybuilders of all time, winning the biggest prize, the Mr. Olympia, 6 times, and defining a new era of mass monsters in bodybuilding. However, once he retired at 36 years old and stopped taking steroids, his own body was no longer capable of producing TRT, so that's why and when he went on testosterone replacement therapy. He had no other choice, and he's completely open about that. Let's be honest, most bodybuilders, if not all, will at some point end up on testosterone replacement therapy for the rest of their lives. And most know it too. It's a choice that they make. At least Dorian is 100% transparent about his TRT right now. Finally, we have Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Man, these guys have been around since the Stone Age, and they were definitely childhood heroes of mine. Now, none of them have been open about any TRT usage, but let's be honest right here. Do you know any 70-year-olds that actually look this fit in their 70s? I mean, most people I know in their 30s aren't even that fit. Now, Arnold admitted to taking steroids during his bodybuilding days in the 60s and 70s. Steroids back then were actually legal, but he for sure messed up his own testosterone production because of the steroids, and that's how I know he ended up on testosterone replacement therapy, probably for the rest of his life. Also, in his acting days, he was the most jacked up actor ever back in those days. Even to these days, he works out and he's just a living legend. Now, it's no secret that Sylvester Stallone was taking juice during his prime acting days of Rambo and Rocky. I mean, in some of his physique shots, he could actually step on stage. A couple of decades later, he was actually stopped at an airport because he had a suitcase full of growth hormone. I believe the growth hormone was for the preparation of a Rambo movie around 2008. I mean, if he's on growth hormone, he's probably on testosterone replacement therapy too. And at that age, why shouldn't he be? Alright, that's it for today. I really hope you found this video useful. Leave me a comment or a like, it always helps. Subscribe if you want to support the channel. Catch you on the next one. Uranus out.